Hello everyone, this is YVR. Welcome to YVR Maths Tutorial. In this video, I am going to discuss about direction ratios. Before going to learn about direction ratios, we should know about direction cosines. If you did not watch the video about direction cosines, I will give you the link in the description cards. In this video, I will discuss about the concept of direction ratios and then how to convert direction ratios into direction cosines and then some applications based on the concept direction cosines and direction ratios. To understand the concept easily, watch this video till the end. Let's begin today's class with the definition of direction ratios. If L, M, N are direction cosines of a line and A, B, C are three numbers associated with the line such that L by A is equal to M by B is equal to N by C. That is, the direction cosines of the line are proportional to A, B, C. Then the numbers A, B, C are called the direction ratios or direction numbers of the line. Here, observe this condition. L, M, N are proportional with A, B, C. Then what is the proportional constant here? I will discuss about proportional constant by taking some example. Let me take one example. Let us assume direction cosines 4, 5, 6 and direction ratios 8, 10, 12. How we can say these 8, 10, 12 are direction ratios? Observe this relation. 4 by 8 is equal to 5 by 10 is equal to 6 by 12 is equal to 1 by 2. Here 1 by 2 is the proportional constant. If we observe this relation, the direction cosines 4, 5, 6 are proportional with the numbers 8, 10, 12 with the proportional constant 1 by 2. That's why 8, 10, 12 are called direction ratios of the line. If we multiply these direction ratios with the constant 2, then what are the new numbers? The new numbers are 16, 20, 24. Now observe this relation. 4 by 16 is equal to 5 by 20 is equal to 6 by 24 is equal to 1 by 4. Here, the proportional constant is 1 by 4. If you observe this relation, the numbers 16, 20, 24 are proportional with the direction cosines 4, 5, 6. That's why these numbers 16, 20, 24 are also direction ratios of the same line. And one more. If we multiply these numbers with the constant minus 3, then what are the new numbers? The new numbers are minus 24, minus 30 and minus 36. Now observe this relation. 4 by minus 24 is equal to 5 by minus 30 is equal to 6 by minus 36. Now observe this relation. 4 by minus 24 is equal to 5 by minus 30 is equal to 6 by minus 36 is equal to 1 by minus 6. Here 1 by minus 6 is the proportional constant. If you observe this relation, minus 24, minus 30 and minus 36 are proportional with the direction cosines 4, 5, 6. That means these numbers are also direction ratios of the same line. Like this, if we multiply these numbers with any real number, then we will get the new set of numbers. Every set of number will be proportional with the direction cosines. That's why, based on this explanation, every line should have infinite number of direction ratios. So based on this explanation, I will give you one point. Observe here, if A, B, C are the direction ratios of the line, then for any non-zero real number, lambda A, lambda B, lambda C are also the direction ratios of the same line. Here, lambda should be not equal to 0. Now, we will discuss the conversion of direction ratios to direction cosines. If you know the direction ratios, how we can convert into the direction cosines? To discuss about this, I will give one statement. If A, B, C are direction ratios of the line, then the direction cosines of the line are plus or minus A by over root a square plus b square plus c square, comma, plus or minus b by over root a square plus b square plus c square, comma, plus or minus c by over root a square plus b square plus c square. Let us discuss how this statement will be possible. Let A, B, C are direction ratios and L, M, N be the direction cosines of a line. Then, by the definition of direction ratios, A is to B is to C is equal to L is to M is to N. So, there exists a proportional constant or real constant K such that A by L is equal to B by M is equal to C by N is equal to K. If we equate first term with K and a second term with K and a third term also with K, then A is equal to KL, B is equal to KM, C is equal to Kn. That implies what is L? L is equal to A by K and then M is equal to B by K and then N is equal to C by K. In the previous video, we discussed about the relation between the direction cosines of a line. Based on that concept, we know that L square plus M square plus N square is equal to 1. Here, we know what is LMN. L is A by K, M is B by K and N is C by K. Substitute these values here, then A by K whole square plus B by K whole square plus C by K whole square is equal to 1. Apply individual squares, then A square by K square plus B square by K square plus C square by K square is equal to 1. Now take LCM, then you will get A square plus B square plus C square by K square is equal to 1. Now you can cross multiply, then A square plus B square plus C square is equal to K square. Then what is the value of K? K is equal to plus or minus under root of A square plus B square plus C square. If you observe here, L is equal to A by K, M is equal to B by K and N is equal to C by K. So these are the direction cosines of a line. Hence, the direction cosines of the line having direction ratios are L, M, N is equal to A by K, B by K, C by K. You know what is the value of K? Substitute that K value here. Then the direction cosines L, M, N is equal to plus or minus A by over root of A square plus B square plus C square plus or minus B by over root A square plus B square plus C square plus or minus C by over root A square plus B square plus C square. So this is the method to convert the direction ratios into direction cosines. So this statement we can use as a formula to find the direction cosines if you know the direction ratios. Based on the previous discussions, we should remember one important point. L square plus M square plus N square is equal to 1, but A square plus B square plus C square is not equal to 1. Now, we will discuss the direction ratios of a line passing through 2 points. That means, if you know the endpoints of a line segment, how we can find the direction ratios of that line segment, which is passing through the given 2 points. So let us discuss about this concept now. First of all, the statement, the direction ratios of the line joining the points A, x1, y1, z1 and B, x2, y2, z2 are x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1, z2 minus z1. Let us discuss about this statement. Let A, x1, y1, z1 and B, x2, y2, z2 be any 2 points on the line whose direction cosines are L, M, N. Let us consider three-dimensional coordinate system to discuss about this concept. Draw a line segment AB in the space. Let AB is equal to R is nothing but the distance between the point A and B, which is nothing but under root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square plus z2 minus z1 whole square. Now draw a perpendicular from A onto the x-axis and then draw a perpendicular from B onto the x-axis. Now you can draw a perpendicular from A onto the line BM. If you observe the diagram, the line AC is parallel to x-axis. So the line segment AB making an angle alpha with the positive direction of x-axis. If you observe the diagram, it is very clear ACB is a right angle triangle. So from right angle triangle ABC, cos alpha is equal to AC by AB. That implies cos alpha is equal to x2 minus x1 by r. Cos alpha is nothing but L according to the concept of direction cosines. Then L is equal to x2 minus x1 by r. Similarly, if we draw a perpendicular from A point and B point onto the y-axis and onto the z-axis, then we will get m is equal to y2 minus y1 by r and n is equal to z2 minus z1 by r. Therefore, the direction cosines of the line AB are x2 minus x1 by r, comma y2 minus y1 by r, comma z2 minus z1 by r. If we observe this, x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1 and z2 minus z1 are proportional with these numbers. What is the proportional constant here? 1 by r is the proportional constant. Hence, the direction ratios of the line AB are x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1 and z2 minus z1. So, if you know the endpoints of the line segment, to find the direction ratios, this is the formula, that is x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1 and z2 minus z1. If you know the endpoints of the line segment, to find the direction cosines, this is the formula. We have to remember one important point here. The direction ratios of the line segment joining the points A x1 y1 z1 and B x2 y2 z2 may be taken as x2 minus x1 comma y2 minus y1 comma z2 minus z1 or x1 minus x2 comma y1 minus y2 comma z1 minus z2. So while we are solving the problems, you can use either first formula or second formula. We will discuss some important problems based on the concept direction cosines and direction ratios. Now I will explain NCERT exercise 11.1 related problems. Let us take first question. If a line makes angles 90 degrees, 135 degrees, 45 degrees with the x, y and z axis respectively, then find the direction cosines. If we know the direction angles, how we can find direction cosines? We know that the direction cosines of a line making an angle alpha, beta, gamma with the x, y, z axis respectively, then cos alpha, cos beta, cos gamma are called direction cosines. In the previous class, we have already discussed about the concept of direction cosines. We know that direction cosines of a line making angles alpha, beta, gamma with the x, y, z axis respectively, then cos alpha, cos beta, cos gamma are the direction cosines. According to the given question, the direction angles are alpha 90 degrees, beta 135 degrees and then gamma 45 degrees. Therefore, the direction cosines of the required line are cos 90 degrees, comma cos 135 degrees, comma cos 45 degrees. As per trigonometry basic knowledge, cos 90 value 0 and cos 135 value minus 1 by root 2 and then cos 45 value 1 by root 2. Therefore, the direction cosines are 0, comma minus 1 by root 2, comma 1 by root 2. How cos 135 degrees value is minus 1 by root 2? I will explain here. Cos 135 can be written as cos 180 minus 45. That is equal to 180 minus 45 is the second quadrant. In the second quadrant, cos is negative. That's why minus cos 45. Minus cos 45 degrees value is 1 by root 2. That's why cos 135 degrees value is minus 1 by root 2. Based on first question, I will give you one question. You can try to solve this question. If a line makes an angles 30 degrees, 60 degrees and 90 degrees with the positive direction of x, y, z axis respectively, then find its direction cosines. Solve this question by using the concept of direction cosines and you can refer first question to solve this question. So now let us take third question. If a line makes angles 90 degrees, 60 degrees and theta with x, y and z axis respectively, where theta is acute angle, then find theta. So what they given here? They given direction angles. But out of these three direction angles, one angle is unknown value, unknown angle, theta. In the previous question, what they given? what is the difference between previous question and this question? In the previous question, the given direction angles, then find the direction cosines. Present question, the given direction angles, out of the given 3 angles, one angle is unknown angle, find that unknown angle. Let us discuss the solution of this question. We know that direction cosines of a line making angles alpha, beta, gamma to the x, y and z axis respectively are cos alpha, cos beta, cos gamma. So according to the given question, alpha is equal to 90 degrees, beta is equal to 60 degrees and gamma is equal to theta. We know that cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma is equal to 1. Now you can substitute alpha beta values in this condition. Then cos square 90 degrees plus cos square 60 degrees plus cos square theta is equal to 1. As per trigonometry knowledge, cos 90 degrees value 0. That means first term 0. Cos 60 degrees value 1 by 2. That means second term is 1 by 2 whole square and cos square theta as it is equal to 1. Now 1 by 2 whole square is nothing but 1 by 4. That 1 by 4 you can shift to right side. Then cos square theta is equal to 1 minus 1 by 4. 1 minus 1 by 4 is nothing but 3 by 4. Now cos theta is equal to root 3 by 2. Why I taken here only root 3 by 2? Why we can't take plus or minus root 3 by 2? If you observe the given question, they given clearly theta is an acute angle. So acute angle means the required angle should be from the first quadrant. That's why I am taking here cos theta value positive result. Cos theta is equal to plus root 3 by 2. So based on the trigonometric knowledge, in cos table, for which angle we are getting root 3 by 2? For 30 degrees. Therefore, the required angle is theta is equal to 30 degrees or pi by 6 radians. Now let us discuss one more important question. Find the direction cosines of a line which makes equal angles with the coordinate axis. This question in exam point of view, they will ask in another way. Write the direction cosines of a line which is equally inclined to the 3 coordinate axes. Equally inclined is nothing but the line making equal angles with the coordinate axis. So makes equal angles and equally inclined, both the words are same. So let us discuss the solution of this question. We know that direction cosines of a line making angles alpha, beta, gamma with the x, y and z axis respectively are cos alpha, cos beta, cos gamma. According to the given question, alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma. How? Observe the question carefully. The line which makes equal angles with the coordinate axis. That means the line is making an angle alpha with x axis, alpha with y axis, alpha with z axis, or beta with x axis, beta with y axis, beta with z axis, or gamma with x axis, gamma with y axis, gamma with z axis. That's why I am taking the condition alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma. We know that cos square alpha plus a cos square beta plus a cos square gamma is equal to 1. I am substituting beta is equal to gamma is equal to alpha. Then cos square alpha plus cos square alpha plus cos square alpha is equal to 1. Cos square alpha plus a cos square alpha plus a cos square alpha is 3 cos square alpha is equal to 1. Then cos square alpha is equal to 1 by 3. Then cos alpha is equal to plus or minus 1 by root 3. So in the previous question, we didn't take plus or minus, but in this question we taken plus or minus. What is the difference? In the previous question, clearly they mentioned the angle is acute, but in this question, they did not mention about the angle. Either it is acute or obtuse. That's why we are taking here plus or minus. So cos alpha is nothing but L. Therefore, L is equal to plus or minus 1 by root 3. According to the given question, the direction angles are same. That means the direction cosines are also same. That means L value, M value and N value same. Therefore, the direction cosines of the line are plus or minus 1 by root 3 comma plus or minus 1 by root 3 comma plus or minus 1 by root 3. So this is very important question, students, for your board exam or for your IIT exam. Thank you for watching this video. If you like, subscribe my channel and share to your friends. If you have any doubts regarding this class, feel free to contact. So for doubts, you can contact through mail. My mail ID is yvrhoneychowdary@gmail.com. Thank you. In the next video, we will discuss some more models based on the concept direction cosines and direction ratios. Keep watching.